From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. We're not seeing much out there for this morning other than building clouds ahead of a storm system that we'll tell you more about here in just a second. But first, temperatures above freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. The same thing in the lower Columbia Basin. The same thing in the Blue Foothills. So in all likelihood for lower elevations, it's not going to be frosty out there for this morning, but it will be cold. So you'll need to bundle up, and it could be a little bit frosty up in the higher terrain of the Blues or the Cascades. Yes, there is a storm system that's building off towards our south and west. It's going to bring likely snow chances to the mountains, but lower elevations will be much drier. And point in case, we have low-end shower chances in the Tri-Cities today from about 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And even those chances, like I said, they're pretty low end. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Mountain snow likely today and tonight, especially up in the Cascades. Lower elevations mostly dry, not only for today, but really all throughout this week. We'll keep it pretty mild over the next 7 days. But circling back to this, I'll tell you how much snow we're expecting up in the mountains coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, an update on the Washington State Patrol trooper involved in a fatal crash and suspected of DUI, why a judge chose to release her without bail, and why an attorney is arguing against it.
And we're learning that a Yakima County Superior Court Commissioner was fired last fall for inappropriate behavior. Our very own Emily Goodell with that report.
Also ahead, President Trump preparing for his first major address to the nation tonight. We have what he plans to talk about and his latest actions. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Tuesday, March 4th, and we want to start you off some top stories and a follow-up on a story we just brought to you yesterday morning. It has to do with a Washington State Patrol trooper who was involved in that deadly crash and suspected of DUI.
Now, the Benton County prosecuting attorney is asking an outside agency to take over the case of Trooper Sarah Clayson. The 36-year-old has been released without bail by the court, and authorities say Clayson was off duty in her personal car when she crashed into a motorcycle near Horn Rapids Saturday. The driver later died from their injuries. Prosecuting attorney Eric Eisinger argued for $150,000 in bail, saying she has the resources to be a flight risk. However, the judge allowed her release due to her ties to the community and having no prior criminal history. But there are conditions with this release.
Yeah, she's not allowed to travel outside of Benton or Franklin counties and can only drive with an alcohol Smart Start device. Eisinger also informing the court that he is recusing his office from the case because of the connection between WSP and his jurisdiction. Now, one of the main arguments brought up in yesterday's court hearing was Clayson's attorney saying that there just isn't enough evidence to show that she was under the influence during the crash.
The odor that was smelled may have been alcohol doesn't indicate that she was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the incident. So based upon that, we're asking the court to find there's not probable cause.
Now, Richmond Police did hold a press conference last night to give us some updates on this case. They're telling us a toxicology report won't be back for several weeks. An autopsy will be done today on the 20-year-old motorcyclist who was killed, and that trooper will be back in court on March 12th.
Yakima County Superior Court Commissioner Robert Porter was appointed to the position in 2022 and served up until last fall. Our very own Emily Goodell has learned that Porter was actually fired from the position for inappropriate behavior.
Court commissioners are attorneys who are typically appointed by a judge in order to ease their caseload. However, in this case, it appears that Porter was terminated when his presence started to make things more difficult. According to a termination letter from court officials, they started hearing concerns about Porter's inappropriate behavior in early 2024, prompting them over the summer to put Porter on a 4-month performance improvement plan that the letter says he failed to comply with. Instead, they say Porter continued to make court clerks very very uncomfortable and put them in an awkward position by asking them for legal advice they're not allowed to give, both in the office and from the bench on record, prompting at least 3 employees to tell their supervisor they didn't feel comfortable clerking for him. Court officials also taking issue with Porter during family court, telling 2 people who had a domestic violence restraining order in place to go to the back of the courtroom together to work out a parenting plan, something he insisted on despite the woman's objections. Another issue brought up in the letter, Porter's grossly inappropriate tendency to make jokes in court, like saying an adopted child's father who recently completed a prison sentence had been released from the Gray Bar Motel. Court officials saying they had to terminate Porter's employment because, quote, belittling litigants, injecting inappropriate humor and witty quips, and discussing matters not relevant to the proceedings do not reflect the requirements of the position as judicial officer. In a statement to Apple Valley News Now, Yakima County Superior Court Director Jessica Humphreys said, quote, thank you for contacting me. The court has no comment on the matter. To replace Porter, Yakima County Superior Court judges appointed local attorney Brooke Wright to serve as court commissioner back in December. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Emily, thanks so much for that update. 6:06 now, and dangerous driving is on the rise across Washington since the COVID-19 pandemic. And now we're learning street racing is a big factor. Kennewick Police Department now asking for the community's help in cracking down on this illegal racing. KPD officers can, of course, only be in so many places, responding to a number of incidents across the city. Officer Sebastian Castilla is with the department's traffic unit. He says 2 of the biggest hotspots for street racing are Clearwater Avenue and the Bob Olson Parkway. He says the department relies on community reports to pinpoint problem areas.
One of the things that the community members can help us do is obviously it needs to be reported so that we know where it's occurring and we can dedicate some resources to that specific area to investigate.
Now, the officer says if you see anyone street racing, try to get a license plate number. That is key information when it comes to tracking down those offenders. Street racing is illegal in Washington. If caught, drivers could face steep fines, have their vehicles impounded, and even spend some time in jail. So if you see illegal street racing, you can report it to any city department where you're seeing it in.
Now in Washington, a 4.5 magnitude earthquake struck near the town of Olga on Orcas Island early yesterday morning. That's according to the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network. People in the Seattle and Bellingham area said they could feel the earth shaking. Officials say there were no reports of anyone hurt and that no tsunami was expected.
The Kraken Game of the Week, sponsored by Yakima Federal.
6:07 and Apple Valley News Now is your home to the Seattle Kraken, and the boys snapped out of their scoring slump Saturday at Climate Pledge, taking down the Canucks with a dominant offensive performance.
And our very own Dan Hansen has the recap and breaks down this game of the week.
Right wing Andre Burakovsky got Seattle on the board early, scoring at just 5:47 in the first. After Vancouver briefly took the lead, Oliver Bjorkstrand tied it back up early in the second. Vancouver answered again, but Matty Berniers and Eli Tolvanen responded with back-to-back goals, giving the Kraken a lead they never gave up. Tolvanen's clutch goal came in at just a minute before Berniers tied the game at 3, swinging the momentum firmly in Seattle's favor. Brandon Montour padded the cushion in the third, and Tolvanen closed the game by scoring again in the final minutes. Montour had this to say about how practice played a part in Saturday night's successful win.
Desperate team over there that obviously took it to us all game. A couple good weeks or a couple good days of practice. Changed it up a bit, more compete, effort level, pace. Tonight was another one that, a rival, I could say, just be so close. Team that's closer in the standings. Important game for them, important game for us to kind of get back to it. So I liked our effort tonight.
Other notable highlights of the night include Shane Wright chipping in with 2 assists. Vince Dunn recorded 2 assists, hitting the 200 assist milestone for his career, while Joey Decord stood tall in net with 28 saves. The Kraken took down the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday night, 6-3. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. And the Kraken are back at home tonight to face the Minnesota Wild. You can catch that on MeTV. That's channel 42.2. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the president is set to hold his first major address to the nation tonight, and this comes after he pauses military aid to Ukraine. We have all the details coming up in your national headlines.
And at 9 minutes after 6, giving that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera. Here at the Appa Valley studio in Kennewick, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is going to break down your first alert forecast when we come back.
Spring clean for a cause. With fresh leadership, Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity store is ready to make an even bigger impact. Join us and Century 21, Piton Wealth, and PG Long for our Fill a Truck event on March 7th and 8th. Donate furniture, appliances, decor, anything to help furnish a home. And for every donation or purchase, you'll be entered to win a gift basket. Enjoy free fries, fun, and the chance to change lives. Visit the Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity store in Richland. Your donation builds homes.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you, credit union?
Prepare yourselves for a non-stop party of live music, dancing, and fantasy that will excite your senses and leave you breathless. The Chippendales All Night Long World Tour, Saturday, March 29th, Legends Casino Hotel. Grab your squad and break away from your everyday for a night at Chippendales. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. The Chippendales All Night Long World Tour.
Injured on the road or on the job? Visit FromBackAutumn.com. Gather vital information on your type of injury claim. Chat live about your needs. Even schedule a free consultation. From Back in Autumn. Bulldog Tough.
At Fred's, discover the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. Introducing the new Electrolux 700 Series Alpine Green Washer and Dryer, an industry-exclusive 2 ways to sanitize. Remove bacteria and sanitize your way with the Cold Sanitize option, paired with Lysol Laundry Sanitizer, or use the NSF-certified Hot Sanitize setting, the most efficient washer on the market. We sell appliances, only appliances.
Celebrate Bi-Mart's 70th anniversary during our open house with our latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. During our open house, members and non-members can stop in and save. Bi-Mart, saving the Northwest more since 1955.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a tour of this morning's temperatures as we're down into the 30s in the Cascades and the Kittitas Valley. Technically below freezing for Snoqualmie Pass, but above freezing for Ellensburg and Vantage. We'll just have to fill in the gaps there for Cleella. In the Yakima Valley, temperatures spanning from 35 to 38 degrees, so in general above freezing. Also above freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, where we're right around 40 degrees, 41 in the Tri-Cities, 38 up towards the Hanford side. We're also in the 30s and 40s in the Blue Foothills, but right around, if not a little bit below freezing in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here is your day planner for today for lower elevations. Starting off like you just saw in the 30s and 40s, we'll end up warming up into the 40s and 50s with overall small shower chances for lower elevations. Rain and snow going to be much more likely up in the mountains for today. Winds gusting out of the south and west between 20 to 35 miles per hour. For tonight, still some pretty widespread breezes. Overnight lows down into the 20s and 30s, so a lot of us going to have to take those steps to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. Should be dry for lower elevations, but some leftover snow showers could continue up in the mountains. I'll time that out. I'll tell you how much snowfall we're expecting, and all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 6:14 in your national headlines this morning. Tonight, President Trump will address a joint session of Congress where he will likely explain his tariffs to the American people. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details on the potential impact this could have on American families.
Overnight, President Trump imposing new tariffs targeting our largest trading partners, Canada and Mexico. Trump adding a 25% tax on all goods coming across the border from Mexico and Canada, and an additional 10% tax on Chinese products. The Yale Budget Lab estimates that the tariffs could cost the average household up to $2,000 annually. Canada responding with a 25% tariff of its own on American goods.
We are ready should the U.S. decide to launch their trade war. We will be ready. We are not looking for this. We're not seeking this. There's a level of unpredictability and chaos that comes out of the Oval Office, and we will be dealing with it.
Economists warn those tariffs are paid for by American businesses, and those costs are then passed on to American consumers by raising prices. That means it could end up costing you more to buy many household goods, including electronics, food and beverages, and oil and gas.
I suspect by Memorial Day, we'll all feel the effects of the higher prices on all these different products that we import from China, Canada, and Mexico.
The auto industry is also expected to take a hit, with the average new car cost increasing by over $3,000, according to research from J.P. Morgan.
So what they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States.
But Trump says the tariffs are needed. He says the U.S. is getting ripped off by bad trade deals that cost American jobs. And he claims Canada and Mexico aren't doing enough to stop illegal immigration and fentanyl shipments, even though less than 1% of the fentanyl in the U.S. comes across the Canadian border.
And U.S. farmers could also start soon feeling the pinch after China announced overnight it will impose additional tariffs of up to 15% on goods, including chicken, wheat, soybeans, and beef. And again, another reminder, you can watch the president's address tonight right here on Apple Valley News Now and ABC. We'll be airing the speech live along with the Democratic response. It all starts at 6 o'clock tonight, and that will preempt our normal local newscasts at 6 and 6:30. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, we're going to have your full forecast with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, giving you that live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. He's going to let you know what you can expect for the rest of the week. We're back after the break.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
I was 44, working part-time. It was my first mammogram, and they found a few cancerous places in my left breast. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have a lump in my breast. There was nothing. I wasn't afraid I was going to die. My first fear was, how am I going to tell my daughter? As a result of early detection, I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I just did surgery and radiation. Was able to maintain a good quality of life, and now it's a distant memory.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
Hot Tub, Hot Tub, Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Weeknights.
Good evening, everybody.
Apple Valley News Now at 5, followed by ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. Then Apple Valley News Now at 6 and 6:30.
New at 6 tonight.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, and Stacey Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Next Live, Billy Crudup, and we recap the Oscars.
We're mildly exhausted from all the fun and festivities. You name it, we did it.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Kraken, Wild. Pre-game at 6:30, Tuesday on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a lot of rain and snow chances over the next 48 hours, so let's go ahead and talk about it. By 10 this morning, rain and snow showers should begin in the Cascades. Then by 12 p.m., rain and snow becomes likely in the Cascades, while showers start in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, the Blue Foothills, and the Blue Mountains. By 2 p.m., showers also spread down into the lower Columbia Basin, and rain and snow showers begin in the Blue Mountains as well. Then by 6 p.m. for tonight, rain and snow chances go down considerably in the Cascades, while it'll dry out in the Yakima Valley and lower Columbia Basin. By 8 p.m., finally drying out in the Kittitas Valley and Blue Foothills as well. And then from 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning on Wednesday, that's when leftover snow showers will persist in the Cascades and Blues. And that will continue for Wednesday morning. And then from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. will briefly dry out in the Blues. And then from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. snow showers begin again for the Blues, while small rain showers come back to the Blue Foothills. And we'll kind of hold on to that scene through Wednesday afternoon and into Wednesday evening. But by late on Wednesday evening, 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning on Thursday, that's when we'll dry out in the Cascades, and leftover showers will continue in the Blue Foothills, and leftover snow showers will continue in the Blue Mountains as well. So here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 48 hours. Probably around an inch up in the Cascades, probably around an inch in the Blues, and that's about all she wrote. This is going to be a pretty dry storm system in general, and in general, it's going to be a dry forecast over the next 7 days, although we'll start to trend a little bit wetter by the beginning of next week, but it's just too early to say anything definitive about that storm system. High temperatures staying seasonal through Friday, and then above average by about 5 to 10 degrees for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's pretty mild stuff. Here's the 7-day forecast in the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances today, dry Wednesday through Sunday with a small shower chance possibly returning by next Monday. In Yakima, a slight chance of a shower today, dry and mild after that with winds picking up early next week. In Ellensburg, rain possible today, but a pretty dry forecast afterwards with winds becoming a factor again on Thursday and Friday. In Hermiston, a shower or two possible today, dry Wednesday through Sunday with a few more showers possible by early next week. Then in Walla Walla, small rain chances overall for today, then winds and temperatures picking up later this week and into the weekend. Now you're taking a live look at Yakima, this view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business.
We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun! Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office on Thursday, March 20th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Ready to make beautiful music? It's time for the Trade Up event at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos. Trade in your current piano and upgrade to the instrument of your dreams. Whether it's a breathtaking grand or a state-of-the-art digital model, we'll help freshen up your music. With expert guidance and flexible financing, your dream piano is closer than you think. Start your musical journey today at DickersonsTriCityPianos.com and come visit our store in Richland.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood, but I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back. It is 6:25, and we have some sad news out of the entertainment world this morning. Dolly Parton's husband of nearly 60 years, Carl Dean, has passed away at the age of 82. She just shared this note on social media.
And she says that her and Dean had kept their marriage private over the years. They tied the knot back in 1966, and Dean had typically stayed out of the spotlight, but Dolly had always spoke about her love for him.
She said Dean's appreciation for rock and roll played a factor in the making of her Rockstar album, also saying most of the songs she chose were chosen because of Carl, knowing they were good songs because he knew good music.
Oh, in her note on social media, she says that the family, of course, is asking for some privacy during this time. So our condolences with Dolly.
Pull at the heartstrings. He knew good music. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh,
I know.
Good Dolly, Miss Dolly.
I know. We love her. All right. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A fire in Milton Freewater. It started Friday, sparking up again just yesterday. Now we're learning more about that fire this morning and how firefighters had to deal with quite a few challenges when they got to that fire.
Our Monique Ledesma has that story that is in your next half hour. And Josh, a little hint on that 3-degree guarantee.
I got the forecast right. That means the jackpot went up. So I'll show you the stakes for today. And that's going to be coming up on the other side of the break.
If you like options, you'll love my $5 all-day big deal meal. Choose from 4 delicious entrees and 5 tasty sides with a drink. Oh, and nobody else includes breakfast items all day. Just this guy. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So we spend a third of our lives sleeping. Shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to 30% off all Doctor's Choice mattresses. Check out the Colorado Twin for only $149.99. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, no down payment, and free shipping. Improve your sleep life one night at a time. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Know what I'm doing tonight? I'm pouring chocolate all over my new banana French toast sticks. Crispy, fluffy, and just $2.99. What'd you think I was gonna say? Get so much more.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us and joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, that jackpot's going up, Josh.
Yes, it is going up. It's up to $75. Let's go ahead and let's take graphics. I'm going to queue up the 3-Degree Guarantee graphic here in just a second. So let's go ahead and take graphics full. My forecast high yesterday for Pasco Tri-Cities was 61 degrees, or excuse me, it was 60 degrees, and it verified at 61 degrees. See, I remember that off the top of my head. There we go. So the forecast high did fall within that 3-degree threshold. The jackpot went up to $75. And so for today, these are the stakes. I'm going with a forecast high of 55. If the actual high verifies between 52 to 58, the jackpot's going to grow up to triple digits. But if that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or by scanning the QR code that is currently on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. You can see a mixture of sun and clouds up in the sky, although it is mostly cloudy. Temperatures above freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, right around 40 degrees in the lower Columbia Basin, and also above freezing in the Blue Foothills. So likely just too warm to have to break out the ice scraper this morning for lower elevations, but still maybe a little bit frosty up in the higher terrain of the Blues or the Cascades. We are tracking the storm system that's approaching from our south and from our west. Looks like a few snow showers already beginning up in the Cascades. And in terms of rain chances for lower elevations, specifically for the Tri-Cities, I'm thinking from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. is probably our best bet to see some rainfall. But those are very low in chances. So for today, small shower chances for lower elevations, rain and snow much more likely up in the mountains, and I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
And we start your half hour with some new information this morning. A fire in Milton Freewater started Friday, but continued to spark some flames just yesterday. It was at a woodworking shop, and that building now demolished because of the damage from this fire. Our Monique Ledesma says when firefighters got to the scene, they were faced with a number of challenges.
Milton Freewater Rural Fire and EMS received multiple calls for help around 11 p.m. February 28th. Riley Miller, Operation Chief at Milton Freewater Rural Fire and EMS, says when crews arrived, smoke and flames were coming from the building. The fire was intense and firefighters had to act quickly.
We immediately decided that we would be defensive, which just means that we weren't going to be sending anybody inside the building just because of the advanced nature of the fire and how much flames and heat that there were. We were able to confirm with the neighbors that nobody lived inside of the building, and so that it was unoccupied at the time, so we weren't concerned that there was anybody inside the building. So we decided immediately we would be fighting the fire from the exterior and just trying to protect the surrounding structures.
These big pieces of metals that are around the fire scene was once what the building was made out of. The shop being made out of a type of metal made it complicated for firefighters to put out the flames.
Made it very difficult for us to get in to where the wood is for us to put all of the fire out. So we're having to spend a lot more time and resources to try to keep the fire contained.
Miller says it being a woodworking shop just added fuel to the flames.
There was a lot of varnish, paint, a lot of wood inside because of the type of work that they do, building cabinets and furniture and wood slabs and things like that. So because there was such a heavy fuel load inside the building, it made it more unsafe for us to get really close, and it made it a lot harder for us to put the fire out.
Miller says in times like these, they depend on their volunteers to ensure the firefighters out on the scene don't get burned out.
We have a really great volunteer pool, so we're able to rotate through who's going out and checking on it and really make sure that we're able to use our resources sparingly to make sure that we're doing a good job of keeping an eye on it but not wearing any one person out too much.
Miller says fire crews will try and get inside what's left of the building, trying to put out the last of the hot spots. Reporting in Milton Freewater, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Monique, thanks for that update. Luckily, no one was hurt in that fire. Miller says the state fire marshal, though, is still looking into just what sparked that blaze.
Now in Yakima, the county is leading the charge on complying with Washington Initiative 2066. This initiative passed last fall, and it stops state and local governments from restricting the use of natural gas in people's homes and buildings. Commissioner Amanda McKinney says since the state has not taken any action on changing the standards to fit the new law, Yakima County will. Also saying that public service staff worked with the Building Industry Association to update the county's building permit process, making sure that applicants won't be penalized for using natural gas.
Everyone has been sending out this resolution and our form for how we're going to not penalize energy choice so that we can have this expand across the state. So Yakima County is really leading the way when the state would not.
McKinney also says this gives residents the ability to choose their energy source, allowing them to pick natural gas without penalties if that's the most affordable option for them. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, last week we brought you a story about the Tri-City Dirt Devils, the basketball team heading to the state championships for the Special Olympics. Well, we have an update, and that's coming up in just a few minutes.
And 6:36, giving you a live look outside this morning, courtesy of our Bi-Mart cam in Yakima. The sun is rising, and Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert forecast when we come back after the break.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus where we feel like we're a one-stop shop. Primary care is everything that you do here at the Pacific Clinic. We really focus on preemptive care. And what that means to us is going out and playing tennis and working on that proprioception, that balance, that social aspect, flexibility, all those things.
Living an active lifestyle is extremely important to our health. Research shows that just by incorporating exercise into our daily lives, we can reduce our risk of cardiovascular disease by 50%. So cutting your risk in half is amazing. And just by incorporating regular exercise, we add years to our life.
Stress is the primary reason why living an active lifestyle is so important, because it reduces stress. Stress brings on anxiety, depression, all of the things that we don't want to feel.
So there's some really good benefits to cold therapy, specifically with regards to neurotransmitters. What's important about those neurotransmitters is when they go up, it improves your mood. And so it's become a really good treatment option for depression. And as far as the hot therapy, things like a sauna are really good at preventing cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, and even some respiratory diseases. I would recommend that folks take advantage of all the services we have to offer here at the clinic. You can make significant strides toward improving your health by utilizing all that we have to offer.
February is all about giving back at Pingree Ford with our annual Peanut Butter Drive. Help us fight hunger in our community by donating any non-perishable food items, like peanut butter, all month long. Every donation goes directly to the Sela Food Bank. And while you're here, now is the perfect time to upgrade to a new ride. All in-stock 2024 models are discounted to make room for the 2025s. That means amazing deals on Ford F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and more. Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
There's something new on Apple Valley News Now's Meet TV, the Seattle Kraken. Watch select Kraken games whole season on MeTV.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored locally by Yakima Federal, Prosser Memorial Health, and Legends Casino Hotel.
Next live, Billy Crudup, and we recap the Oscars.
We're mildly exhausted from all the fun and festivities. You name it, we did it.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We're going to start off in Kittitas County. These highs up into the 40s and 50s, mid-50s for Vantage, but low 40s up towards Snoqualmie Pass. A little bit blustery for today with winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 35 miles per hour. In the Yakima Valley, these winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 20 miles per hour. Small shower chances, highs getting into the low to mid 50s, and then in the lower Columbia Basin will also end up in the low to mid 50s. Mostly cloudy skies, small shower chances, winds gusting out of the south and west up to 25 miles per hour. And then in the Blue Foothills, highs in the low to mid 50s as well. A little bit cooler up in the higher terrain of the Blues with low to mid 40s and winds out of the south and west up to 20 miles per hour. Rain and snow likely today in the Blues, not as likely in the Blue Foothills. And with some snowfall on the way, let's talk about our seasonal snowfall deficits and surpluses. Unfortunately, we're still running a seasonal snowfall deficit in the upper Yakima Basin, but some surpluses for the Natchez Basin, the Umatilla Basin, and the Walla Walla Basin, albeit these are not very impressive surpluses at all in the Natchez or Walla Walla Basin, so we're in dangerous territory there. Now, again, kind of a double-edged sword here. We do have snowfall on the way. That's the good news. The bad news, it doesn't look like it's going to be that much, but I'll tell you specifically how much we're expecting over the next 48 hours, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thanks so much. 6:41 in your sports news this morning. We've been following the Tri-City Dirt Devils basketball team as they made their way to the Special Olympics State Championship. And this morning we are thrilled to announce that the team brought home the bronze medal in this year's games. The team started in a higher bracket this year, which means that the competition was tougher to start with. Now, of course, they said they were going for gold, but hey, we think they're winners regardless. They made our community very proud, and congratulations to the Dirt Devils. And turning to hockey now, taking you to the ice, where it's no secret that the Tri-City Americans are having an up and down season, but the boys are a resilient bunch, and that resiliency paid off. After their win this Sunday against the Seattle Thunderbirds and a little help from Vancouver, the Ambs clinched a playoff berth. Just 8 games left in the season. The boys missed the postseason last year. Right now, the team holding the 5th seed. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we've got your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and give you that beautiful live look outside over Richland from our Legends Casino and Hotel camera there and the beautiful Columbia River. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will be back with your full First Alert forecast.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Celebrate Bi-Mart's 70th anniversary during our open house with our latest savings book. Storeware's 23-gallon storage totes are $8.99. Arm & Hammer liquid detergent is $2 off. Save $1 on Pedigree bag dry dog food. Stock up on seed packets, they're 50% off. And there's great savings on pantry essentials. During our open house, members and non-members can stop in and save now through March 10th at Bi-Mart. Saving the Northwest more since 1955.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostemtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
I'm in pursuit. He's never gonna make it.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Go after it, Red Wing. I'll catch up.
Because we help protect your dreams.
Good to see everything's okay in here.
I like your shield.
I like yours too. Hold down the fort, little man.
Bye, Cap!
American Family Insurance and see Captain America: Brave New World.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
We all have a friend who loves the McDonald's hot, crispy Filet-O-Fish. My friend, you could be that friend.
Friends don't let friends miss buy one, add one for $1 on these classics.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Kraken, Wild. Pre-game at 6:30, Tuesday on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and get into precip chances over the next 48 hours. So by 10 this morning, rain and snow showers should begin in the Cascades. And then by 12 p.m., rain and snow becomes likely in the Cascades, while showers start in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, the Blue Foothills, and the Blue Mountains. By 2 p.m., showers also spread down into the lower Columbia Basin, and rain and snow showers begin in the Blue Mountains as well. For tonight, by 6 p.m., rain and snow chances go down considerably in the Cascades, while it'll dry out in the Yakima Valley and lower Columbia Basin. By 8 p.m., finally drying out in the Kittitas Valley and Blue Foothills as well. And then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we'll have leftover snow showers in the Cascades and Blues. Then for Wednesday morning, 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., will briefly dry out in the Blues, but then as soon as 10 a.m., snow showers begin again for the Blues, while small rain showers come back to the Blue Foothills. And we'll kind of hold on to that through Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. But by late Wednesday evening, specifically 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., that's when we'll dry out in the Cascades, but leftover showers continue in the Blue Foothills, and leftover snow showers continue in the Blue Mountains. So with all that being said, here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 48 hours. Probably only upwards of an inch for our Cascade passes, probably the same clip of snowfall in the Blue Mountains, so not very impactful snowfall at all. Our precip chances over the next 7 days stay fairly limited. It looks like they will start to trend up again a bit by the beginning of next week, but it's too early to say anything specific about those storm systems. So for now, just bank on it being a pretty dry forecast. Also fairly seasonal through Friday, but high temperatures jump up to values about 5 to 10 degrees above average for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So trending even milder out there. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances today, dry Wednesday through Sunday, with small shower chances possibly returning by next Monday. In Yakima, a slight chance of a shower today, dry and mild after that, with winds picking up early next week. In Ellensburg, rain possible today, but a pretty dry forecast afterwards, with winds becoming a factor again on Thursday and Friday. In Hermiston, a shower or two possible today, dry Wednesday through Sunday, with a few more showers possible by early next week. And then in Walla Walla, small rain chances overall for today, then winds and temperatures picking up later this week and into the weekend. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the Ohio school bus driver being hailed a hero is speaking out.
We do have a working fire on the school bus.
The bus driver said every child is accounted for, every child's off the bus.
Dramatic video showing a school bus completely engulfed in flames Thursday. But thanks to bus driver Dorian Pace, he and all 15 students made it off unharmed before the flames got out of control. And this morning, that driver is telling his story to GMA.
As soon as I heard that, I called the mechanics, and the mechanics said they were going to bring me another bus. So when I pulled over, I actually heard another boom, and I saw smoke coming from the right rear tire, and then I saw flames.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll hear what happened next and how this heroic bus driver safely evacuated every student. With your GMA First Look, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
Living with your albuterol asthma rescue inhaler? It's a bit of a dinosaur. Albuterol only treats your symptoms, not inflammation, a cause of asthma attacks. Treating symptoms and inflammation with rescue is supported by asthma experts. Finally, there's a modern way to treat symptoms and asthma attacks. AirSupra is the first and only dual-action asthma rescue inhaler FDA approved to treat symptoms and help prevent asthma attacks. AirSupra should not be used as a maintenance treatment for asthma. Get medical help right away if your breathing doesn't improve or worsens, or for serious allergic reactions like rash, mouth or tongue swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing, or chest pain. Using AirSupra more than prescribed could be life-threatening. Serious side effects include increased risk of thrush or infections, or heart problems like faster heart rate and higher blood pressure. Welcome to the modern age of dual-action asthma rescue. Ask your doctor if AirSupra is right for you.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:50. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. The White House confirms President Trump is pausing military aid to Ukraine. Officials saying this pause could last until Ukraine commits to peace talks. Officials also say Trump wants Zelensky to acknowledge Friday's heated dispute and that Zelensky's response could be in the form of a public apology. Although Ukraine gets most weapons from the U.S., it also has support from Europe, and analysts say it has enough in stock to keep up with fighting for at least a few weeks. And coming up tonight, President Trump has his first major address to the nation. Apple Valley News Now and ABC will air the speech live along with the Democratic response. It all starts at 6 tonight and will preempt our normal local newscast at 6 and 6:30.
And Starbucks cut 13 drinks from its menu yesterday in your business headlines this morning. And that includes several Frappuccinos, as well as the iced matcha lemonade, the white hot chocolate, and the Royal English breakfast latte. Were those your favorites? Well, in a statement, Starbucks said most of these aren't big sellers and they take a little longer than usual to make. So officials say by getting rid of them, it'll help with profits and speed up customer service.
In your health headlines, a top spokesman for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has resigned. Thomas Corey, the Assistant Secretary of Public Affairs, abruptly quit on Friday, and reports allege this was after a conflict with Secretary RFK Jr. and the Principal Deputy Chief of Staff, and this over disagreements about management amid the measles outbreak in Texas. An HHS spokesperson has declined to comment.
6:52 in your sports headlines this morning. Senate Democrats have blocked a Republican-led bill to ban transgender athletes from women's sports at federally funded schools. This all happened yesterday. This was a procedural vote to advance the bill. 60 votes were needed to move the legislation forward. It fell 9 votes shy. The House passed its own version of the bill in January, but without Senate approval, the legislation is stalled. And taking a look now at your top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. Washington State Patrol Trooper Sarah Klassen, who is suspected of DUI in a deadly crash, has been released from jail without bail. A judge allowed all of this due to her ties to the community and having no prior criminal history. Now, there are some conditions with her release. She's not allowed to travel outside of Benton or Franklin counties and can only drive with an alcohol smart start device. Her attorneys argue that there just isn't enough sufficient evidence to show that she was under the influence at the time of the crash. Benton County prosecuting attorney has now asked an outside agency to take over the case.
And the Milton Freewater Rural Fire and EMS team are looking for volunteers, and according to officials, they depend on their volunteers to help with anything from driving the truck to being on wildfire lines. If you would like to apply, there are legal requirements. That includes passing a background check, having a driver's license, and being over the age of 18. Also, in-house training can be provided if needed.
Well, traffic alert in Kittitas County. Work has started on the replacement of the I-90 Vantage Bridge deck. Crews are replacing the surface of the bridge, and traffic is now being reduced down to one single lane in each direction. Travelers should prepare for some long delays and lots of traffic, especially during the warmer months and during events at the gorge. Work will be paused during peak summer travel from May 23rd to July 8th, and the project is scheduled to be completed in 2028.
And the city of Prosser has designed a plan to eliminate roadway fatalities and injuries, and now the city wants to hear your input on it through an online survey. It's the Safe Streets Safety Action Plan, and the data collected will help develop the plan. The survey will be open until March 31st. Paper copies can be found at City Hall, the Prosser Police Department, and the Prosser Community Center.
And the Seattle Kraken are back in action tonight, taking on the Minnesota Wild. Pregame starts at 6:30 on Apple Valley News Now's sister station, MeTV. MeTV is on channel 42.2 in Tri-Cities, 35.2 in Yakima, 14.2 in Walla Walla, and on Spectrum Cable channel 182. 6:55 in your trending news this morning. Mattel is launching some new Barbie dolls to celebrate International Women's Day, and it is all about friendship. I love it.
Cute. So Mattel says that women are more likely to achieve happiness and success if they have close and supportive friends. So cute. So the company is unveiling 8 one-of-a-kind Barbie doll friends, and as part of Barbie's role model series, which celebrate remarkable women with the aim to inspire other girls across the world.
The dolls honor U.S. Olympic gold medalist Jordan Childs and Jade Carey, also British actresses and also Friends, Hannah Waddingham, look that up, and Juno Temple from the UK.
Yeah, from Ted Lasso.
Yes.
Also included Friends Grand Slam tennis champion Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley and Ash Barty from Australia, and from Brazil, actress Paola Antonioni and the real women she portrayed in a TV series, Kellen Ferreira.
And this all comes after Mattel already introduced dolls based on Alicia Keys and her recording engineer Anne Minicelli. And International Women's Day is on Saturday. That is March 8th. I want a Barbie doll friend version.
I know, right?
Okay, but I need friends for them. I'm just kidding.
We would need friends first.
Yeah,
we just make them up ourselves.
Right? Yeah.
No, I love that, but the sad thing is you can't buy them.
I know, they're not for sale.
Just one
They're
of a kind. They made them for the friends, which I love that, Mattel.
At least it's a cute idea. Maybe there's just like one special version. No, not at all.
No, I looked it up. I said I want to buy those.
Hey, but they're going to be worth some of this one day.
I know, and I bet they'll use them, for like a good cause, like to auction them off or something like that.
You would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah. I also hope that it's going to be warm today. Is it going to be warm today?
It's not going to be as warm as yesterday. It's not going to be as sunny as yesterday. We're going to be stuck in the mid-50s. Let's go ahead and take a look at temperatures right now. Definitely not as bad as what we were dealing with just like 2-3 weeks ago. That stuff was brutal. But temperatures right now, 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, around 40 in the lower Columbia Basin, 30s and 40s in the Blue Foothills. You will need a heavy jacket for this morning, but I don't think it's going to be too frosty for lower elevations. Small shower chances already starting to pick up in the Cascades. That storm system approaching from the south and west. So for today, small shower chances for lower elevations, but rain and snow are going to be much more likely in the Cascades and Blues. These highs in the 40s and 50s, pretty seasonal stuff. Bottom line for the forecast, mountain snow likely today and tonight, but mostly dry for lower elevations this week, staying pretty mild for this week as well.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
Yes, Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with your local news tonight at 5. But remember, the 6 o'clock news will be preemptive due to the president's address to the nation.
Have a great day.